Alright, so here we go, some more rocks for identification. I think we're just going to start off with some, what appears to be quartz to me. I didn't see any grains. You know, it's all that glassy appearance. I don't think it's a quartzite. But, yeah, just some quartz. Well, maybe there's just some grains. I think I would call this a sandstone. We'll check out the other half real quick. So yeah, pretty common here. Definitely looks like some weathered surfaces as well. And I don't know if those weathered surfaces are quartz. So this one's kind of up in the air for identification for me, personally. Next one's a bit more straightforward. Various sized grain quartz sandstone. Definitely has more of a yellow appearance, weathered appearance outside. I may use this as a soil amendment. Seems like it could be possible. Looks like it kind of broke pretty easily. Here's the other part of it. Try to get it angled in the sun here. I don't know if I'll be able to actually get a good view on this one. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so definitely quartz grains. I don't know if the weathering is limonite or just, I'm not sure what else it would be. So there's the sandstone, something common for this area. Next up, this one's a mystery. Definitely, you know, some sort of igneous rock. There's a lot of dark mineral in here. Actually, that cleavage plane up there gives me kind of hornblende. That's what I thought this was. So I think a lot of the dark mineral is hornblende. When I cracked it open, the inside was really kind of dull. And I don't see as many cleavage planes. It also looks like there was already a pre-existing fault and it weathered. And so when I hit this thing with the hammer, it had a pretty straight edge to it. Now, I didn't decide to break it open more. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. We'll go back to the outside here quick, and I'll show you the other half. Yeah, so I'm not really sure. You know, it seems igneous to me. It seems like a lot of hornblende. You know, if there is quartz and feldspar in here, I would assume this could be classified as some sort of hornblende granite. The other half. Yeah, very similar on the inside. Kind of dull and weathered looking. Has that rusty edge. Quite a few more. Looks like a bit more, maybe feldspar cleavage planes for the outside. So I would give this an igneous classification. Maybe a granitoid. All right. Out here. Let's go to. I don't find a lot, but it is a very common thing. Milky Quartz. This is small, so sorry my dirty fingernails are more in this shot than the rock is. So no real cleavage plane. It's just very glassy and reflective. Put up to a flashlight, light shone right through it. I've seen pictures where there's gold inside of Milky Quartz. That'd be something else. Do the other half. So it's quartz not in a crystal form, obviously. I think this is just considered a massive form. Maybe not in size, but in its non-sided crystal form. All right, next up. This was pretty interesting. It seemed to be, and this is a sandstone, kind of dirty looking one. And there were, under higher magnification, oh, I guess, yeah, you can see it in this. There are larger grains within a matrix of much smaller grains. You know, I would assume that the larger grains are quartz. Now, I don't know if you can consider it ground mass in this instance. If it's made up of quartz, not entirely sure. What stood out for me was the color in this. It was, amongst everything else, kind of a lightish, bluish gray color. Do the other half real quick. But yeah, real obvious the larger grains in the smaller mass. Just something else. This was really cool. I do assume this will break open really nice and break down for just an amendment for soil. So I'll definitely keep this off to the side. Next up, I believe, is something that is just a Felsic granitoid. Yeah, I believe a lot of that glassiness is quartz. There was, if I can find this pinkish mineral, which I think is potassium feldspar. If I can find a cleavage plane on it in the sun, I'll see if I can get one to show up real nice. But yeah, this is definitely felsic, so just light colored igneous minerals. Yeah, I think that's what I got to. I don't know what angle of the sun would have to be for that to give me a cleavage plane. Alright, I'll give up on that for that, but there's one piece of this. The smallest piece that broke. See the glassy nature of all the quartz. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can get that to... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that right there, in the sun, you just get that just blinding purity of that cleavage plane. And the pinkish nature, I mean, feldspars of all different chemical makeups, whether they're sodic or calcic based, can be pink. But with all this quartz, I would say it would be potassium feldspar. So that's a really good example. And then the last bit of it, I said really cool. Actually, it kind of stuck. It's broke, but that piece stayed. Like that. Broke around that on the outer part there, which is really neat. Some glassy, grayish quartz. So yeah, it's a Felsic granitoid. This thing is very light colored. I don't know how often I come across granites that are this light colored around here. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. If you subscribe, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. I've got so many stones to do this with. I hope that this is an enjoyable series. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.